Well, good evening, fellow aficionados. Tonight I will be enjoying a La Gloria Cubana Cigar today, and let me tell you, this isn't your father's church group discussion. This isn't your father's church group podcast. Tonight we're talking about cigars and faith, and how these two seemingly opposite worlds collide in my life. So grab your favorite stick and let's light up this conversation. First, I'd like to clear up a misconception. A cigar is not a great big cigarette. Cigarettes contain over 250 ingredients, but a quality hand-rolled cigar is just tobacco. Maybe some fruit pectin as a glue. That's it. We're talking about craftsmanship, not production. The ritual and reflection in the evening around sunset is my favorite time of day. I had this little ritual. I select a cigar. Again, this is mine for tonight. And sometimes based on my mood, sometimes they're based on what I need to contemplate. My wife calls it my prayer circle for one. And honestly, she's not entirely wrong. There's something almost sacred about the ritual, the careful cutting, the thoughtful lighting, and those first few meditative puffs. In a world that moves at light speed, cigars force you to slow down, to be present. And isn't that what prayer asks of us too? To be still and to know. We live in a world of microwave ovens and carry-out coffee and drive-through restaurants. Everyone's in such a hurry, rushing down the interstates, living life at breakneck speeds. But a good cigar, it demands contemplation. It requires the release of stress. It forces perspective. From seed to smoke, some cigars take 5 or 6 years to create. Speaking of which, I'll be having a review on some seed to smoke cigars that really do pretty well for us here around the Oasis. Whether we're working inside or working outside, sometimes you just need something really fast. Those seed to smokes, those will fit the bill as well. We'll get on to that on one of my written reviews later. Look forward to that on brownslife.com. You'll be able to see it. Also on all of my social medias, you'll be able to see it. Hey, make sure you do thumbs up on this podcast. Make sure you do thumbs up and like it and follow us on our Facebooks and all of our other social media platforms as well. You know, it would really help us. You could also get a hold of me at info@brownslife.com if you have any comments that you'd like to share. Anyways, after it takes 5 or 6 years to create, that kind of patience is kind of biblical, isn't it? The balance of pleasure and discipline. Now I know what some of you are thinking. Isn't this just justifying a vice? Well, maybe. But isn't life not black and white? The Bible doesn't specifically mention Cuban tobacco or Dominican blends or Nicaraguan wrappers. Shocking, I know. But it does talk about moderation and wisdom and freedom. And let's face it, I'm not chain smoking these things, and I'm certainly not inhaling them. I'm savoring one cigar, appreciating God's creation of tobacco and the human craftsmanship that transforms it. There's a complexity in every puff. The tobacco from Ecuador tastes different than the leaf from Nicaragua or Sumatra. Each leaf has its place. The filler in the middle, the binder holding it together, the wrapper giving it its finish. All three parts working in harmony. Kind of like body, soul, and spirit. And when lit properly, they burn together at just the right rate, creating a flavor profile that can't be rushed or faked. Finding community, one unexpected blessing. The community. Some of my deepest theological discussions lately have happened inside of a cigar lounge, not in a church pew. There's something about sharing a smoke that breaks down walls and opens hearts. I've prayed with atheists, I've debated with agnostics, and counseled the hurting, all while the ash grew long on our cigars. Sometimes ministry happens in the most unlikely places and with the most surprising props. Good friends, sitting around, talking, smoking. There's just a bond there, a brotherhood of the leaf, if you will. Life slows down and things come back into perspective. You can't rush a conversation when you're both committed to a full hour of contemplation. Now, let me just face it, there is some criticism and some questions. Let me address the elephant in the room, or maybe the cloud of smoke, if you will. Not everyone understands this balance. A pastor gave me that disappointed dad look when he saw my humidor during a visit. We had quite the conversation that day. "Isn't your body a temple?" he asked. "Yes," I replied, "and some temples have incense." He didn't find that nearly as clever as I did. But it led to an honest discussion about legalism and liberty and where we draw our lines. We didn't agree on everything, but we respected each other's position, and that's what matters. And you know what? I kind of feel like being different. When society says something's bad or nasty or wrong, it makes me look a little closer. Not many people smoke cigars, and I'm okay with that. I've never been one to follow the crowd or do what everyone else does. But maybe that's my rebellious streak. Or maybe that's just being thoughtful about my own path. The next thing that people talk about is, what about the health considerations? Look, I'm not ignorant about health risks, and neither should you be. Moderation is key, and understanding your own limits. I get regular checkups, and I don't smoke when I'm sick, or when my kids or their friends or whatever's around. Being a good steward of your body doesn't mean living in a bubble, but it does mean making informed choices and accepting consequences. Here's my closing thought. At the end of the day, or more accurately, at the end of my cigar, I find myself grateful. Grateful for small pleasures, for moments of pause, for conversations with God and with others. My faith journey has room for good cigars and deep thoughts, and sometimes even doubts. It's not perfect, and neither am I. I think men need to be men. We need to slow down. We need to be thoughtful. We need to be careful. We need to quit living lives that are stamped out every single one by a machine in a factory. We need to step out of the pack and be contemplative. Cigars embody that spirit. So whether you're a daily smoker, an occasional enthusiast, or someone who's never touched tobacco, remember this. Grace is bigger than our habits, and God meets us where we are, even if that's on the back porch with a La Gloria Cubana, watching the sunset and wondering about eternity. Hey, thanks for listening, and whatever you're enjoying tonight as far as a cigar is concerned, may it be blessed. May you have a wonderful time. Again, would you take a minute and thumbs up this or subscribe or whatever needs to be done just to kind of help all the algorithms. They kind of don't like our posts if they deal with faith. They kind of don't like our posts if they deal with cigars. So we're always battling. It'd be helpful. I'd sure appreciate that. Always feel free to visit the website at brownslife.com. You can find me also doing commentary sometimes on Beyond the Humidor. A good friend of mine, Greg, runs that. And we just kind of go through this sometimes together. Give him a shout as well. Again, look forward to the next time. Sorry it was so long. We'll get back on a regular schedule here quite shortly. Thanks. Have a good night.